there is so much going on in this show, in this episode, but certainly the show, there are so many threads, there are so many different questions that are being asked and pondered. But for me, what I was really noticing in episode 4 is the loss of empathy, and that Boy Cavaliers, who has no empathy, you can tell, to Andy's point she made earlier, he has a problem with parental figures. And he talks about grown-ups. Like grown-ups don't want to, he talks about grown-ups as if he isn't a grown-up. But what's insidious about his lack of empathy is he's spread it. Because he's so powerful, he has spread his lack of empathy to the people he works with. Not only is he spreading it to the people he works with, it's spreading to the hybrids as well. And they're questioning. And what I love about this is this gets into, for those of you who listen to our Blade Runner podcast, this gets into Blade Runner territory, but it's not just Blade Runner territory. It's who are we? Are we our empathy? Empathy is a big, big thing for me in terms of keeping it intact and knowing that, that the riddle, when is a machine not a machine? I don't know what the answer is to that riddle, but my answer would be when the machine finds empathy. It is no longer a machine. And what you see in this episode are the machines finding empathy. And you can see it in when Wendy, which I don't know whether to call her Wendy or Mercy. I don't know if Marcy's truer to herself or if Wendy is truer to herself, but maybe neither are. I'm not sure. But Wendy is developing empathy for these creatures, which is interesting. Whereas all Boy Cavalier sees is dollar signs. And essentially, that's all Yutani sees as well. Dollar signs, money, profit. But it's affecting these hybrids, Wendy specifically, in a very different way. But the thing about empathy here is it's really, or the lack of empathy or the loss of empathy, it's really blossoming in Arthur Sylvia and Dame Sylvia. You see them struggling with this. What are we doing? What is this? Boy Cavalier, their employment by him is stripping it away from them, and they're in a crisis of faith. And I, because this is just who I am, I feel like as a world society, we are grappling with empathy and empathy for people who are different than us, empathy for people who don't live with, who aren't legal in our. I don't want to get this into too much of a political realm, but I can't help but notice that this is the struggle of empathy is something that humanity is really at a crossroads with, and I love seeing it talked about and pondered in this series. And for me, this is what's bringing me back to Alien Earth. Is this question among many, but right now with episode 4, this question is bringing me back.